So we have seen what is the degree of a polynomial. Now let's see how polynomials can be classified based on the degree and which is the other criterion in which polynomials can be classified. First one is, okay, we are going to learn in this way classification of polynomials based on two types of classifications are there. First one is based on the degree of the polynomial, then based on the number of terms in the given polynomial. First one is, if the degree of the given polynomial is having 1, how can you say a degree is 1? Yes, the highest power of the variable should be 1. Such type of polynomials are classified under linear polynomials or polynomials of degree 1. It's called as linear polynomials, or it can be also called first degree polynomial. So I'm going to write the examples over here. You can create your own examples. For example, p of x is equal to x plus 3. Then q of y is equal to y plus 4. So what's the power of degree of this polynomial? It's 1, right? Then degree of this polynomial is also 1. Now let's see what's the second type. If the degree is 2, if the polynomial is having a degree of 2, it's called as quadratic polynomial. Let's see some examples. Examples are written. P of z is equal to z square plus 3z, or P of y is equal to y square plus 3y plus 3. In all these examples, what's the degree of the polynomial? 2, right? So if the degree of the polynomial is 2, then it can be classified under quadratic polynomial. Then what if the degree is 3? It's called as cubic polynomials. I hope you will be able to write examples by your own. Let's say p of x is equal to 3y or 3x cube plus 3x square, or r of x is equal to 9x cube plus 3x square. All these are examples for cubic polynomial. Now let's see what's the other classification. It's based on the number of terms in the given polynomial. If this polynomial is having just one single term, it will be called as monomial. If it has two terms, it's called binomial. If it's a 3 or if the polynomial has 3 terms, then it can be said as trinomials. So monomial, binomial and trinomial. You can do the examples by your own if you are confident. P of x is equal to 4x, or r of y is equal to 3y. How many terms are here? Only one term. So such polynomials are said to be or called as monomials. Now let's write some examples for binomial. P of x is equal to 3y raised to 3x raised to 100 plus 3x raised to 101. Here we are not bothered about the degree of the polynomial. We just have to contend with only 2 terms. So only 2 terms are allowed, and if the polynomial is having 2 terms, it's called as binomial. Then r of z is equal to z plus 3z square. How many terms? 2 terms. Now I have already told you what are trinomials. Trinomials are the polynomials having 3 terms: 3x square plus 3x cube plus 9x raised to 4. Or you can add examples of your own way. R of x is equal to 9x raised to 4 plus 9x plus 3. So how many terms here? 3 terms. So that's the way to classify polynomials based on the degree of the polynomial and number of terms in the given polynomial. So far we have discussed how to classify polynomials based on the degree and number of terms. Now let's see some important cases or special cases of polynomials. We have seen what is constant polynomial, what is zero polynomial. I hope you remember that. If you don't remember, please move the video to backward and please confirm it. What is constant polynomial and what is zero polynomial. Then we should know what is the degree of these polynomials are. What is the degree of these polynomials? Let's see the first one, degree of a constant polynomial. It should be non-zero. We have seen what is the constant polynomial. For example, p of x is equal to 3. This is a constant polynomial in which there won't be any variable, only one constant will be there. So degree of this polynomial, how do you have any guess of what will be this degree? Can you? If you have watched the video thoroughly, then you would have understood. I have already told you the same thing there, but I will still explain. This p of x is nothing but 3 into x raised to 0. That's why this became x raised to 0 as 1, and 3 into 1 this became 3. So what can we infer? What's the degree of this polynomial? Yes, the power of the variable. That's all. What's the power of x here? 0. So the degree will be 0. This is the case of all the constant polynomials, because all the constant polynomial will be like some q of y is equal to 8 or r of z is equal to 2. All the constant polynomials will be of this format, right? So if you take any constant polynomial, this will be nothing but 8y raised to 0, 2z raised to 0. All these will have the degree as 0. So generally we can say the degree of a constant polynomial, it should be not 0. So degree of a non-zero constant polynomials will be 0. This will be the general case. So I hope you will write the definition from your textbook. It's clearly written. Now move on to the next part, degree of a zero polynomial. This degree, for example, it will be like p of x is equal to 0. This is the form how the zero polynomial occurs. Now the degree is not defined in this case. So the degree of a zero polynomial is not defined, because we cannot define what is the degree. Why is that? It will be 0 into x raised to 0. So we cannot write this does not exist even, because 0 into any number we know is 0. So we cannot define the degree of a zero polynomial. So please watch the video till here once again. Until you understand the whole thing, please completely watch the video. Now let's move on to next important part in our chapter, zeros of a polynomial. Don't get confused with zero polynomial. This is a different area. Zeros of a polynomial. Before getting into this session, let's see an example. Suppose we are given a polynomial x square minus 5x plus 6. I will explain or define what is the zero of a polynomial by solving down this example. Just see, this is the polynomial that's given to us, p of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. If we want to find, or if you are asked to find the value of p of 1, question can be asked like that. What is p of 1? What is p of 1? You just need to put 1 in wherever you see x in the given polynomial. So let's try this one out. P of 1, listen very carefully. So put 1 wherever you see x. So this is 1 square minus 5 times x means 5 times 1 plus 6. That is 1 minus 5 plus 6. We'll add the positive terms first. 1 plus 6 is 7 minus 5. So what's the value? 2. So the value of p of x at x is equal to 1 is 2. Remember, value of this p of x at x is equal to 1 is 2. Then let's see what is the value of p of 0. Same way, put 0 wherever you see x. So that's 0 square minus 5 into 0 plus 6. So that's 0 minus 5 into 0 is 0 plus 6. That is 6. So the value of p of x when x is equal to 0 is 6. Now let's see the value of p of 2. P of 2 can be easily found. 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6. So that happens 2 square is 4 minus 5 into 2 is 6 plus 5 into 2 is 10 plus 6. Now add the positive terms. 10 minus 10. What is that? 0. Keep this in your mind. We will come back to this just now. Now what is p of 3? P of 3. Can you say p of 3? Yes. X square means 3 square minus 5 into 3 plus 6. That is 9 minus 15 plus 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Minus 15 is equal to 0. Now comes the important part of this section. Zeros of a polynomial. Zeros of a polynomial is the value for which we get the value of p of x as 0. I repeat, in this case, we put x is equal to 2. And what was the value of p of x? 0. Then 2 is a 0 of p of x. Then when we put 3 also, you got the value as 0. Then you can say 3 is a 0 of p of x. Do you get the difference? When you put a particular value to the given polynomial, and if you get 0 as the answer, then you can say that particular number is a 0 of that polynomial. If you have still any confusion, let's see another simple example. P of x is equal to x plus 2 or x plus 1. Now start finding the values. P of 0. What is p of 0? 0 plus 1. It's 1. Is it 0? No. Now p of 1. P of 1 is, just need to put 1 in the place where you see x. So that is 2. Still no 0. Now p of 2. That is 2 plus 1. That is 3. The value is increasing. So you should have an idea that the value is not a higher one but a smaller one. So take p of minus 1. If you take p of minus 1, you should put minus 1 in wherever you see x. And the polynomial is x plus 1. So minus 1 plus 1. What's the answer? 0. So what can you say? Minus 1 is the 0 of p of x. Or you can say minus 1 is the root of the polynomial equation. You can say in this way also, minus 1 is the root of the polynomial equation. I hope you understood this one. Now there are some textbook exercises given. Try to solve that one. I will give you one example. There was a question to find the value of the polynomial. I just solved first question for you. Find the value of the polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at x is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 2. I will do one question and you can do the remaining. So this is the polynomial. So whenever you are given question of this sort, first you should write p of x is equal to 5x minus 4x square plus 3. Then we should find the value of p of 0, p of minus 1, p of 2. I will help you to find the value of p of 2. So p of 2 can be easily found by just substituting x as 2. So what happens? 5 into 2 minus 4 into 2 square plus 3. What is 5 into 2? It's 10 minus 4 into 2 square is also 4. So 4 into 4 becomes 16 plus 3. Now add the positive terms. 13 minus 16, that is minus 3. So this is the way to solve this one, or it is the way how to solve the question if it is given like this. So I hope you understood. Then we'll move on to the next section. Moving on to the next part. Such questions will be there in your exercise part. Just try to solve them. I am trying to give you the hint how to solve this one. Question will be asked, verify whether the following are the zeros of the polynomial. So a polynomial will be given and will be given a particular value. You will be asked to check whether that given value is a zero of the polynomial. You have learned a condition that if a given number is said to be a zero of the polynomial, then p of that value should give as the value 0. Do you understand? Let's see. the polynomial given is p of x is equal to 3x plus 1. We need to check whether x is equal to minus 1 by 3 is a 0 of that polynomial. For that, we just need to put p of minus 1 by 3. So what happens? 3 into minus 1 by 3. I am putting it inside bracket plus 1. So we can cancel this 3 and this 3. So who will remain? Minus 1 plus 1. So you get the value 0. So we can say therefore minus 1 by 3 is a 0 of p of x. That's all. Now the sixth one also I am trying to do. P of x is equal to Lx plus m is the polynomial that's been provided to us, and we are asked to check whether x is equal to minus m by L is a 0 of the polynomial. Let's try. So we need to check whether it's a 0. We just need to put x is equal to minus m by L. If you are getting it as 0, then we can conclude that the given value or given point is a 0 of this polynomial. Let's try. P of minus m by L is equal to L into, wherever you see x, you put x is equal to minus m by L. So that symbol minus m by L plus m. We can cancel this L and L. So who will remain? Minus m plus m. That is 0. Then we can say minus m by L is a 0 of p of x. So that's the way to do this one. Now, there's another condition. What if the solution or a 0 is not given? Still you are asked to find the 0 of a given polynomial. So this is how to solve this one. If you are given any polynomial, first you should put p of x is equal to 0. Just substitute or consider p of x is equal to 0. Then you will get an equation in which there will be a variable. You just need to solve that. You will get the 0. I know if we say theory, then it will be hard to conceive. I will give you an example in the fourth question of your exercise 3.2. There is a question. The question is like this: find the 0 of the polynomial in each of the following cases. First question says p of x is equal to x plus 5. So what's your first step? First you should write what is p of x. So I am going to rewrite this one. P of x is equal to x plus 5. First step is put p of x is equal to 0. Then say let p of x is equal to 0. If you follow the very same step, then it will be very easy for you. P of x is equal to 0. And what is p of x? P of x is x plus 5. That is x plus 5 is equal to 0. Then solve for the variable. Who is the variable here? X. So keep x here. So 5 will be taken out the other side. So you will get the answer as minus 5. So the 0 of the polynomial p of x is minus 5. We can say therefore minus 5 is the 0 of p of x. You understand? Now another example. Say example 7. 7 may seem a bit difficult for you. So I am trying to solve this one. P of x is equal to cx plus d, where c not equal to 0, c not equal to 0, and c and d are real numbers. I have told you what's the symbol, what symbol does it means. So I am going to solve this one. What's our first step? Okay, first step is to write p of x as it is. P of x is equal to cx plus d. Then second step is to put p of x is equal to 0. So you can write let p of x is equal to 0. And who is p of x here? Cx plus d. So cx plus d is equal to 0. Now solve for the variable. That's our main step. So you will keep this cx here, take d to the other side, so becomes minus d, and from this one x can be easily written minus b by c. So this is our 0. So we can say therefore minus b by c is the 0 of p of x. Similarly, try to do all the problems in your textbook, and this is the end of our session. So see the videos every minute of this. clearly to understand it to the great extent. So let's see in the next class.